that this webinar is happening in the evening when we can spare our time for our investment time, because we call it investment time, because teachers, if they invest in their self-development, they will be progressive educators, step by step. And this is really great because we can see at EWB community, we value this self-investment time. And we believe that, when teachers share, they can empower each other and they can just, enhance each other's experiences. And also, this community of sharing will empower many more other teachers who will be learning from this experience. And of course, at EWB, we always welcome speakers who are ready to volunteer and to share their experience. And through this circulation of experience, we believe that many teachers will benefit a lot. And of course, I know Mr. Safar Bobokulov, for the first time with EWB, but I believe that, many more to come. And very soon we are going to publish an announcement about our EWB National Conference. So all those who want to be part of this fantastic opportunity, which will happen at the end of October, you are welcome to join. And of course, we welcome speakers not only from Tajikistan, but also from global community, from global English language teaching community. And of course, so everybody is encouraged to apply to benefit from this great opportunity, two-day opportunity that will be a dynamic community getting together in the beautiful capital city of Dushanbe in Tajikistan. And of course, welcome once again. And let me briefly introduce our speakers today, because I know that, from the poster that we published, some people may say, who are they? And what they are going to bring today, on the table. So, every speaker who is joining EWB, we call them our cooks, who are bringing a beautiful dish, a delicious dish, and this is dish and this is food for our thought, for our experience. And of course, we welcome speakers who are coming from neighboring countries, from far countries, from close countries. Anyway, welcome again. So about our speakers, many of you who joined our conference last year, you maybe know about our speaker, Zulfikar Jumayev, and I believe that he is here. Zulfikar, hello, good to see you. So Zulfikar Jumayev is a dedicated teacher trainer and international education. Hello.
Hi everybody, and also sorry.
Hello. Yes, let me introduce. Yes.
Sorry, Miss Nasiba. Can I say something? My name is Safar, so speaker of the presentation, and unfortunately, temporarily Zulfikar Jumayev is not available, but he said that he would be available as soon as possible because he has got in-person meeting in Tashkent temporarily.
Yeah, no worries. That's fine too. Yes. So anyway, this presentation, this webinar. Yes, this webinar, so we have two speakers, but today, anyway, we have you, Mr. Safar Bobokulov. But anyway, let me just give some introduction about Zulfikar Jumayev as well. So Zulfikar was our conference speaker last year, and he also worked with English Speaking Nation, one of the biggest programs implemented by American councils in Uzbekistan. And he also, as a co-trainer, he played a key role in mentoring thousands of English teachers across Uzbekistan and Tajikistan, because he was also part of the TSET project in Tajikistan. And of course, his contributions include organizing large-scale Silk Road conferences and supporting British Council's initiatives as a national consultant. He holds a degree in philology from Uzbekistan State World Languages University and a TESOL core certificate. And Mr. Safar Bobokulov is an experienced English teacher and educator. He holds both a bachelor's and a master's degree from Termez State University And as an ESN mentee, he actively contributed to professional development workshops and participated in national and international Silk Road conferences. I bet many teachers would love to be part of Silk Road conferences in Uzbekistan. And of course, yeah, if you have any opportunities, you can share in EWB Telegram chat group, because we compile all the greatest opportunities for educators and publish there. So many people will be aware of them and also apply for these great conferences. So, dear all, let's welcome our speaker today. And of course, prepare your questions. Yes, after the presentation, we'll have a chance to ask our speaker questions. All those who are watching us from Facebook, yeah, welcome to join this webinar. And with big pleasure, I'm giving the floor to Mr. Safar Bobokulov, and over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nasib opa, Zuhra, Miss Zuhra said that she would help me sharing the screen
Yes, yes,
presentation.
yes. Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Miss
Yeah, just
Zuhra, can you help
just
me sharing the screen?
yes. Just say next slide, and she will turn the slides. Okay, thank you.
Is this my slide?
Hello again. Yes, Mr. Safar, can you see the screen?
Yes.
So is that the correct presentation?
I think it's the other one.
Give me a second, please. Let me check.
In the meantime, yeah, Mr. Safar Bobokulov, you can just share yeah, your experience about the topic of your presentation. How was that? Yes.
Sure. Okay. Hi, everybody. I am glad to see the teachers all over the world and international teachers. Thanks to the EWB organization and organizers, it's a great opportunity for me to participate such kind of webinar and to open my horizon and to broaden my horizon as well. And my name is Safar Bobokulov. I am teacher educator at the secondary school Uzbekistan, Termez, and I have got 6 years of teaching experience, as well as I am the member of EWB project, and yes, it is my our presentation. Thank you, Zuhra, Miss Zuhra. Thank you. And today we are going to share our knowledge about the flipped classroom, as well as using technology in a flipped classroom. Let me begin our presentation. Can you hear me? If I can check my connection, internet connection working?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we are here.
Thank you. Thank you. And let me introduce about the flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is the new teaching method that can help and modifies teaching, and it turns a typical educational environment upside down. In the conventional classroom and in the traditional classroom, the teacher always dominates the lesson and pays the learning process, or directing the students or content of the lesson and deliver as they want. But in a flipped classroom, they change their role in the class or in the learning process. And can you share next slide, Miss Suhra? Miss Suhra. It's about the classroom approach. Thank you. And the purpose of the flipped classroom is to shift and to from passive learning atmosphere to active learning, and they can encourage the deeper understanding of lesson, and they add their active engagement. It also has a basic concept, and they can prepare through their own piece for the lesson, and they can utilize materials pre-class and then apply which they gained from during the preparation, and it can help them to engage with students and to collaborate with peer uh, peer works or in the group works. It can help both teachers and students to build the active community through the lesson, and it can save our time, which we utilize during the lesson or explain the theme. And the purpose of the flipped classroom is to how it can change the mode of the lesson. Share the next page, if you don't mind. Furthermore, I can say one information. Flipped classroom introduced in Finland through US. It was introduced in 1990s, and in Uzbekistan also we have got 11th grade book, and we also utilize this kind of lessons in our school. I can take one real case. One Zulfikar conducted a master class teaching at secondary school when we had a guest from George Mason University, Rebecca Fox. During the lesson, Mr. Zulfikar utilized the flipped classroom. Before the lesson, the teacher gave the homework for the students at home, and then when they come to the lesson, they just discuss it, and they just interact and collaborate with each other, which they have learned or which information they have gathered at home. I think it's a flipped classroom. Before the lesson, they faced some information about the theme, and they when they are at the lesson, it's time saving at the lesson. And we can see the 4 pillars of flipped. The first one is a flipped classroom method involves deep, progressive, and meaningful learning. Yes, when the teacher have enough, when the students have enough knowledge about the theme, they can interact freely or actively during the lesson, and they can understand what is the object of the theme, or what is the subject of the theme, and the outcome will be good at the time. Next, in the flipped classroom method, students are the center of learning, and the teacher is their coach in this process. Yes, also in traditional classroom, the teacher is the center of the lesson, and they can also dominate the lesson, and deliver the lecture, the lecturer way of the lesson. But in the flipped classroom, the students are in the center of the teaching or learning process. Teacher is also their coach, which can facilitate the students, just help to them. And next one is the flipped classroom method facilitates organized and structured interactive content. Yes, it's absolutely right thing, because in the traditional lesson we also it can be some boring, because we can just sit and listen the lecture, and we have less practice part of the lesson. Flipped classroom, we have more opportunity to interact with each other, collaborate with students. Technology is at the service of learning. It's a key resource or key basis of learning, because if we want to teach the students in the flipped classroom, technology is our key, because before the lesson we can ask them to find some information on the internet, or to watch some videos on Telegram or Facebook channels maybe. At this time, technology is our big helper. Can you share the next page, please? Thank you, Zuhra. And let me share some advantages of flipped classroom. The first one, I can say the active learning. Students can actively participate in the learning process. After they can know, or they can find some information about the theme. And the self-paced learning, students can learn as they want. When they have when they are tired, they can just relax, and then they can continue learning something at home. They want to find some information, and how they want to find information, for example, on the internet maybe, or on some social medias, or with their friends, or the family members. How can they find information? More time for interaction. When we have enough enough time or enough knowledge to interact, it can be useful, or it can be beneficial for us to let the students to communicate about the theme during the lesson with each other. For example, group works or maybe peer works, and they can observe for each other, and improve student engagement. If we have them to engage actively, it is a best way. When they have enough information about the theme, they can be very useful. Can I take some real case for this engagement? During my lesson, my lesson was about the endangered animals for the 11th grade students, and I asked them to watch the video at home before the lesson. And then when we started the lesson, I distributed quiz worksheets for them, and I asked, if you have watched the video at home, and can you do the quizzes, and can you answer the questions at school? And the next one is better academic performance. It's also advantages of flipped classroom. And prior resources can help students to of the same responsibility and independence. When we ask the students to prepare the next lesson, and pre-lesson activities when we ask them, we can make them to be responsible or to get prepared independently for the lesson. Effective help us to get prepared for the flipped classroom lessons. For example, some social medias on the teachers also use, and the students also use some social medias. For example, teachers use to make lesson materials and to watch to search proper videos for the sim, and in this case the technology help us very much. Can you share the next page, please, Zahra? Thank you very much. And but unfortunately, also there are some advantages of the flipped classroom. We have also the disadvantages of flipped classroom, and the first one is access to technology, and some students may not have technology. In that case, we have difficulty to provide full atmosphere of flipped classroom. In that case, we can try to prepare the how the versions of the lesson materials. For example, some worksheets or some USB drivers for the lesson. We can we can have, or we can find solution to this problem. Next one is time consuming preparation. Teacher must use their time before the lesson. They can find some materials, some information about the class. It can be time consuming for the teacher. A lack of student preparation. Some students may not want to prepare before the class or before the lesson. In that case, we can motivate them to get prepared for the lesson, and we can make them believe the lesson will be very interesting or intriguing if they prepare well enough for the next practice. Not suitable for all subjects. Yeah, flipped classroom is also not suitable for some subjects. For example, we can take the chemistry lesson. We can show the students some chemicals or some laboratory works, how real with real and real action. And also some subjects also we cannot utilize for flipped classroom. It is some disadvantage of flipped classroom, maybe. Thank you. Nick, can you share? To conclusion, a traditional lesson, the teachers give the lesson as a lecture way, and then they give homework, which they can check the next lesson and ask the students if they understand the lesson. Then do the homework. Next lesson we will check. But the flipped classroom, first the teacher gives the homework, and the next they will conduct the lesson. In other words, in traditional way, just sit and listen. In a flipped classroom, they utilize and they practice. In this way, the flipped classroom means the upside down version of the traditional way, and it can help the students to interact or to collaborate well enough to understand and to how to get the point of the lesson. Can can you share the next lesson, please? Thank you. We have got two questions. If you want to try to answer in the chat, the first one, how would you implement as flipped classroom in your subject area? And the second one, what tools or platforms can support flipped learning actively? It's just a question uh, to know your view or to know your idea of the flipped classroom. Next one, can you share next one? This is our brief presentation about flipped classroom. And can I share something on screen, Miss Zuhra? I have got one information about flipped classroom. If you
Yes, sure. Please go ahead and share what you have. Thank you.
thank you. This is our sorry. I think it's a bit little, but can you see the screen? It's
Yes, we can see your
yeah,
PowerPoint. Yeah.
it's a brief information about the flipped classroom and Anthony Danieli. It's a bold guy, which is nice and experienced a teacher. He says it's a learning model that basically flip traditional teaching on its head. Instead of learning new concepts in class and practicing at home, students get their first exposure to new material outside of class because and as well as they think or watch short videos or readings, then use a class time for more interactive hands-on activities. It's a expression for the flipped classroom. The Anthony Nelly says if we have new if we rather than knowing the new concept or listening new lecture during the lesson, we had better gather short videos or we can find readings or some materials at home. Then we can use time in class to discuss about the materials or to interact with each other. And they also say the benefits of flipped classroom, and also we have said about the challenges of the classroom and the uh, preparation steps of the flipped classroom. He gave the brief information about the steps. For example, the first step, before flipping your classroom, you need to carefully plan which unit or lesson you want to flip. Yes, if you want to flip our lesson, we should know which subject or which theme we are going to flip. The next step, create or create content. If we want to content suitable for the age or for the mood of the students, it can be very useful for them to engage with each other. The third step, communicate with your students and their parents. Yeah, if we communicate with the students' parents, they can help for their children to get prepared at home, and they can also help to find some information on the internet or other social medias. The last one, the fourth one, implement in class activities. Yeah. When they have learned something new concept at home, they can communicate or they can share their ideas deeply or understandingly in the class. The last one is evaluate and adjust. When we implement the flipped classroom model, it's important we evaluate or assess its pros and cons, and we can uh, do the SWOT analysis for the lesson. It's a brief information about the flipped classroom, which I have. Thank you. And
Okay,
it's my
Mr. Safar, I guess this was the end of your presentation, right?
yes.
Okay, good.
If you have
Yeah.
any questions, feel free to ask.
Yes, definitely. So many teachers are posting their questions in the chat box, and those who are watching us on Facebook, you can put your questions in the comment box, and yes, we'll make sure the speaker will have your questions to respond. And let's open, yes, the floor for questions and answers. The first question, how do you keep students motivated and accountable when learning outside the classroom in a flipped model? Yeah, you can see these questions in the chat box as well. Yeah, how do you keep students motivated and accountable when learning outside the classroom in a flipped model? It's completely based on your experience.
Yes, and before the lesson, in our world, in the technology world, we have also all kind of social medias, and we have a Telegram chat with our students. And when we want to flip my classroom, I will just type on the Telegram group, and I will ask, and we have opportunity to change our lesson subject as much as 50%, and I will ask my students mood what they want to learn, and in this way they can share their ideas and they can ask what they want to learn freely. Then I will try to change my schedule up to their mood, and in that way they can feel motivated, and if I ask them to get prepared for the flipped classroom, they may agree to this point.
Okay, thank you. So next question, Guzal is asking, how suitable is this format for elementary, high school, college students? Or it works best for different level students, or, or it's good only for some specific level of students?
Okay, thank you. So far, we have come across the flipped classroom only in 11th grade students book, but in my to my view, also the elementary students can also teachers can also utilize this kind of flipped classroom, because as we know, the elementary schools they can utilize some kind of videos or some kind of songs or some kind of storytelling is for their school, for their lessons. In that case, they can utilize flipped classroom, but it can be challenging because the elementary school students may not deep understanding of how can they find the information on social media. In that case, we can have a connection for to their parents also, and we can ask them to help their kids to find some information.
Okay, thank you so much. I think Dil Sharipova, yes, is also, her question is also relevant. So it means, like, as you mentioned, this is only relevant for high-level students, right? So when they have language background, when they have some science background, and they can do some research at home.
Or digital literacy, knowledge if they have.
Yes.
It's no problem.
Yeah, so they can search, yeah, from resources outside the classroom, yeah, get through them and come prepared, somehow prepared to the class so they can
Yeah. Because they
consolidate.
know how to
Mhm.
approach to the theme or how to
Yeah.
approach to the information, or
Mhm.
and they can also know how the information is fake or true. Yeah.
Yes, it's more for high level and advanced level students, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
It's-
Yeah. Okay. So Firuza Gulayozova is asking, can you share any other additional resources on flipped classroom? Maybe just if you can show those resources, yes, through the screen, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, I have got some links about the flipped classroom, and which I have the doc form. And if you want, I will just send via mail, Gmail. Can I send to you EWB team, Miss Nasiba? Your microphone is off.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, you can send it directly to us, or you can send it in the chat box here as well. So yes, which is convenient for you, that's fine.
Okay, I will send as soon as possible. I have got some platforms or some internet links of the flipped classroom.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, thank you so much. So next question. So how do you ensure students actually engage with the pre-class materials? Do you use any tech tools to track that, or how do you do some kind of assessment in order to find out at the beginning of your class if your students have prepared this material?
Yeah, and when I ask them to get prepared for the flipped classroom, I will give them some social media links or internet resources, and I will give them directions how they find. For example, if I ask them to get prepared for the flipped classroom about animals, I will ask them to search the Google net about the animal world of animal, and also other sites of the uh, how up to the sim. And if they don't understand or cannot search the information, I will just help them to prepare to find out the information about the theme. But uh, as now we said, if they are the higher students, they may not have difficulty finding the information about the theme.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, so next question is coming from Natya, Georgia. What about students who are not disciplined enough to work at home and are not later able to fully engage during the lesson?
Yeah, in that case, we can help them to communicate with their parents, because when the students may not have understanding to find some information or how to sort the information on the site, we can ask the parents to facilitate their children, and we can take time to facilitate them also. We also help them to uh, find some information, search some information. But if they don't want to find some information, don't want some information, they don't want to work, and we can motivate them. If they know some information, and the next lesson will be interesting for them. If they don't know anything about the theme will be boring for them. In this way, we can motivate them to find. Or they said alone. Yeah, alone. If they don't want to watch or read alone, we can ask them to work with his or her partner, or with their parents, or chat with the classmates in that way, or at least we can suggest them. I will be their peer group work for to watch the video or to read something.
Yeah, thank you. That sounds great. Okay, so do you collect feedback, yeah, from your students when you have your, yeah,
Yes.
when you have your class, flipped classroom, to find out what their preference is? Because like, you know, traditional classroom, do they like most this or they prefer flipped classroom?
Yeah, and I can I'm going to tell you one lesson conducted, which was about the endangered animals. And after I asked them to watch the video at home, and I prepared quizzes up to the video, and I distributed to the class and asked do after doing the quiz. I asked their feedback, and their all feedback was very positive. And I asked them which is the disadvantage of quiz. They said no disadvantage of quiz because they watched the video at home, and then they didn't have difficulty watching doing the quiz. And I asked feedback how was the flipped classroom. They said the flipped classroom, it's a very interesting way of learning something, as long as we have knowledge about the theme.
Okay, yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, thank you. Next question. So from your own experience, are there any common mistakes to avoid when using flipped classroom for language learning?
Yes, and it's a challenging for about the access to internet. If we when we want to have a flipped classroom, we should have the alternative way of lesson, like flash drivers or the paper-based materials, which when we don't have enough access to internet. In this way, we can avoid the mistakes of the flipped classroom. Also, it districts the responsibility of the students. Some students may not want, as we said, some students may not want to do the to find information before the lesson at home, or don't want to watch the video alone at home. We should avoid this kind of mistakes, yeah, if we want to flip our classroom.
Okay, yeah, thank you. That's very interesting. Okay, next question comes from Bahti Begim. She's asking, how will you manage the unprepared students who did not go through the materials that were assigned at home?
Okay, yeah. It will be some difficulty for them or for the teachers also to engage them in the class, but in the group work we can try to involve the students, and to give them the materials and ask them to try as much as they can, but we cannot force them. If they didn't prepare it well at home, but uh, we can ask them after the lesson which they have learned from the peers, from the classmates.
So you are trying to use kind of peer learning, yes, in this
Yeah,
case,
peer
so
learning, yeah.
they can learn from each other. Okay, that sounds great. Okay, next question comes from Muqaddam. She's asking, how often do you use flipped classroom with your students in your class?
I try to flip my classroom as much as possible. Like for my 11th grade students, twice or three times a week. But my nine grade students, I 5 times a week. Maybe
Wow.
sorry. We have got 3 times a week at the lesson. Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week.
So
11th
with higher
year,
students,
yeah,
with higher
11th
students
year,
more.
yes, 11th year
Mhm.
students, we have got 2 times a week. So 3 or 4 times a month we flip our classroom.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. How about grammatical topics? So does the flipped classroom work with grammatical topics? What do you think? It's
Uh,
again based on their experience.
yeah, in Uzbek in Uzbek books, in Uzbekistan English books, we have got some grammatical topics, but when we have grammatical topics, I haven't flipped my grammatical topics yet, but after this question, I have an idea to flip my grammatical topic, and we always flip the which involved the reading or video watching or the listening topics. It's easy to flip because we have got some resources, but for grammatical topics it's not difficult because when we have grammar sim, we can ask the students to find about the to find some information about this kind of grammar. For example, when we teach the relative clause, we can ask them to find some information about relative clauses, which kind of how many types of grammar relative clause are there, and in this way we can flip our grammatical topics. But I am sure the following year I will conduct the flipped classroom on grammatical topic.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, because this is
Yeah,
something the
yeah.
teachers should experiment and then they
I
can
hope
share from experience.
I hope to add my presentation grammatical topic
Next year.
until until the EBBW conference in Tajikistan.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, we would love
Thank-
to
yeah.
see your experiment results. Okay. So, and Bahridin is asking, why flipped classroom is not proper for all subjects? For all subjects.
Because as I said now, some subjects, for example, the TPR activities or the physical training or the technical drawing activities or maybe the chemistry, we have got some laboratory works, and which we can which we show the students with realia and then we cannot ask them to flip the realia. For example, oxygen or the water, we cannot say them find some information about the water. Next lesson we will have a laboratory lab work, and some for example physical training also. We cannot say you can run at home 100 kilometers and the next lesson we have 100 kilometers marathon. Yeah, in this case some subjects may not flip. Yeah, but it doesn't mean they must not flip, but may not flip. It does not, it cannot be proper for the subject. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess with AI emergency, yes, AI.
Yes.
Yeah, it takes time because maybe you will give them and they will use AI to get some information.
Information.
Maybe, yeah, just to get some information and then come somehow prepared with some background information. Yeah, it is possible to do. But again, yes, of course, like, yeah, sometimes some of the subjects they need like, right now results, which cannot be
Yeah.
done at home. Yeah,
At
that's
home.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
And
we have a couple
it's
more
also it's
questions.
also it's
Yeah.
also
Mhm.
difficult or dangerous to ask them to do some kind of lab at home because
Yeah.
they don't have enough conditions to carry
Mhm.
out this kind of
Yeah. And
experiment.
yeah. And of course, the elements, the chemical elements, they don't have at home. Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. Okay. So Firuza Gulayozova, she's asking, from your observation, does flipped classroom improve students' learning and understanding of the topic? And if yes, how do you know that? Do you assess it?
Okay. And one video includes information about the endangered animals in some countries, and I asked the students what kind of animals is endangered in what country, and they paid attention before the lesson, and after I distribute them the worksheet, they answered the questions, and I I in this way I assessed to their performance for the flipped classroom. Yeah, if they answered correctly, uh, my answer is yes, they understood and they improved their knowledge about the theme. In this case, I evaluated their knowledge.
Mhm. So you do just, concept checking questions. You use concept checking questions, and
Yeah,
you also
ICQQ,
use,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. But this is kind of a general, yeah. But I guess you also use some test papers to find out how well they have learned the materials, right?
Yes, I also use some kind of social medias or platforms which can prepare some worksheets maybe according to the theme. I can choose my theme, and the AI helps me to create the materials for my students.
Yeah, some tests, yeah, some quizzes. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right. So next question. Uh, do you use any specific template for taking notes for your students when they study something in the flipped classroom?
Uh, a specific template for taking it means worksheets, or just the template for grading them or the assessing them?
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah, I guess that's yeah, for grading, for kind of tracking,
Yeah.
if they are, if they showing their performance,
Mhm.
testifying to their learned materials.
I create template for myself, for my students, and I divided my template into 4 categories. For example, the first one, how they find, what information they find, and how they utilize the information in the class, and how they learned during the flipped classroom. According to the 4 criteria, I assess my students every flipped classroom, and as something said, how you assess it, the 4 criteria helps me to give my feedback for the students for the flipped classroom.
Okay, so I bet Guzala really wants to try flipped classroom. So she asked several questions conveying the same meaning. So she's asking, how can I be sure that my students have truly learned the material at home and come to class prepared to actively work in class? What methods of checking and motivation work best in this case? How can I detect gaps in their understanding the material and adjust teaching?
Okay, and it's not new for us to use our Telegram group because as for me, I have used a Telegram group for my students from the pandemic period. That's why before the lesson, uh, every day I type in the chat in the Telegram group and ask my students, can you get ready for this lesson, or can you read out for this article? And Gozali Opa can help students or can communicate via Telegram group, or if she want, she can give the material to the student at home, and they can check, can you read this info, can you read this reading? If they said yes, okay, just ask one question in the material. Okay, they can know if they prepared or not prepared. It's a friendly way of communicating with the student. student.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds great. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. And any last minute questions to our speaker? I'm really happy to know that Mr. Safar Bobokulov is a truly teacher practitioner who can share from his own experience. That's really
Thank you.
great. Yeah, thank you so much. And of course, yeah, I would say that somebody mentioned in the chat box that flipped classroom is related to, yeah, so that was inquiry-based learning, definitely, because
Yeah.
I believe that, yeah, it's not time to give ready materials for students, but rather to boost their interest so they become inquisitive themselves and they become
Yeah.
curious in learning. So it will boost their motivation in learning something new, and also, yes, to step out of their comfort zone, that the teacher is not one source of knowledge, but rather
Knowledge, yeah.
yes, but
Teacher is
rather,
not teacher is not lecturer.
yeah, is not a bank of knowledge, but rather a person who can facilitate. But yeah, the whole world is teaching us, and therefore they should learn, yeah, through their exploration and through their investigation. And of course, yeah, language learning should be really interesting and engaging, so they can enjoy the process.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you for your active participation. I'm really happy that our platform is providing exchange of knowledge, exchange of experience, exchange of practices among teachers from different countries. Uzbekistan is here, Tajikistan is here, Georgia is here. Yeah, and I bet, like, yeah, many other educators who will watch the recording of this webinar will enjoy this session. And once again, big applause to our speaker, Mr. Safar Bobokulov, for a very interesting session today. And yes, we'll be happy to share the materials later on through our Telegram group. And Mr. Safar Bobokulov, you are welcome to join our our Telegram group as well, because we have yeah, a great many teachers from Uzbekistan in our Telegram group as well. So yeah, please, yeah,
I am the member of Telegram group. Yes.
yeah, great. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
EWB
That's
Telegram group. Yeah, I
yes.
am the member.
So you can directly share your materials there too as well.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, because we usually post our materials on EWB website. For this purpose, you can send us directly to our email. But if you want to share your materials with webinar participants, you can directly share it there, so everybody can have access to that. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Warm welcome for the
Yeah.
webinar, and thank you for the chance to participate in such kind of webinars. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really want to see more speakers from Uzbekistan. And of course, we'll be happy to see you again, Mr. Safar Bobokulov. And again, thank you for investing your time. Yes, in sharing your experience with teachers in Tajikistan, and all those who are invested their time through this webinar for self-development. Go ahead.
On behalf of the Uzbekistan, and on behalf of the teacher, me, and Mr. Zulfikar, big thank you for all the teachers and organizers organizing such kind of webinars. It's pleasure for us to participate and present such kind of presentation.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much.